Hey everyone, Rudy Briksza here with GatheringMagic.com. Here for one of my favorite things in the world, which we've definitely been through before, but I love me some Cube. I love me some Cube, and Modern Cube looks like it could be a little fun. So we're gonna take a little stroll down this modern lane and see if we can come up with something pretty reasonable here. This pack is, of course, kind of low on power level, for sure. There's nothing really that sticks out to me. And it really depends on what I want to play. Do I want to, maybe go into like some blue-white deck? Do I want to go into like mono-black? Do I want to try mono-white? Do I want to try like blue-black control? A lot of different options. Could also play mono-green. Wall of Roots here, pretty powerful card for that. Brimaz also probably really powerful. So I wouldn't mind taking that. So let's take Brimaz and let's see where we can go with that one. It's not objectively the most powerful card, but it's pretty interesting here. If we would have taken Dragonlord Silumgar, could have had access to Downfall and Vraska's Contempt. Could take Skymarcher and keep on this kind of white track. Vraska's Contempt obviously very good here. His Downfall also very good. Just kind of do very similar things. I don't mind either of them. Voice Resurgence pretty good if we wanted to go green-white. Student Warfare also pretty good if we wanted to go mono-white. And maybe that's something we want to do. Let's try to go mono-white. Let's see how mono-white treats us. And I think Student Warfare is going to be super powerful here, so we're going to take that one. Mikaeus, Shrine of Loyal Legions, Adonto Vanguard, also very good. Lots of interesting choices here for sure. I think we're going to go with Shrine. I think Shrine is just objectively a very powerful card. Adonto Vanguard's kind of cool. Mikaeus is kind of cool. I think Shrine is really where we want to be. It just gives us like a really good game against control and a really nice late game against every mid-range deck. Let's see what we got here. Thalia, Heretic, Cathar, Sword of Fire, nice Flooded Strand. All give us some nice options. I think we're going to go with Thalia here. Thalia is going to give us a lot of tempo, so we're going to go with Thalia. Like me some Thalia. Glorious Anthem is fantastic. Interestingly enough, Jinx Choker might be really good in this deck, so Sword of War and Peace. We're going to go with Glorious Anthem. We already have the Shrine. We have Brimaz. Glorious Anthem is going to be great here. We do like swords, but can't get him that much. Selfless Spirit, really the only card in this pack. It is worth noting that if we went black, we would have had a lot of removal. A very massive amount of removal, and possibly Tyrant. Bygone Bishop, I think really is the only card I like here. I could take Caves of Koilos and potentially try and splash black. I actually think I might do that instead. Bygone Bishop isn't that great, and it depends on how deep we're gonna get in. Our 3-drop slop's already getting a little pumped up, and I'm gonna take Lingering Souls here, and obviously wish I had the that Caves of Koilos. Lingering Souls is gonna be great. We might not splash black, but if we do, it's gonna be very light for Lingering Souls. Works well with our Glorious Anthem, that's for sure. But so far, this deck is popping up pretty nice here. Let's see, Odric, Lunarch, Marshal. Let me read exactly what this does. That's actually pretty interesting. We have Student Warfare, we have Brimaz, we have Thalia, we have Bygone Bishop. So this is actually potentially a really good card in our deck. If we play this with any of our creatures in play right now, all of our other creatures are going to get some value. And that's going to be really good when you're trying to get into combat with a lot of other creatures, that's for sure. Alright, Perilous Mirror is interesting, but we're going to go with Skymarcher Aspirant. It's going to pair well with Bygone Bishop, and getting flying at some point in the game is going to be somewhat relevant. I'm not sure if I can afford to play Lingering Souls with essentially no swamps, because I don't think we're going to be playing any swamps, that's for sure. Maybe if we get some Godless Shrine type cards, some Marsh Flats, I might be more willing to do it. So then having a swamp in our deck isn't the worst thing in the world. That's for sure. Wow, and we got Mikaeus and Adonto back. and I'm really not sure which one is better here. I'm going to assume it's Mikaeus, since Mikaeus can, since we have some tokens, but in general Mikaeus will get big real quick. But Adanto does seem pretty interesting here. I really didn't think we were going to get both back, but it is what it is. I'm going to take Pitiless Horde here, because there is a chance that we splash black, and if we do, then that's a card that I wouldn't mind having in my deck. It's just attack you for 5, get him dead quick card. Could also take in Devil's Play in case we splash something like red. For the most part, we're going to try to stick to white. Only reason Lingering Souls is in our sideboard. 3 mana for 2 1/1 white tokens. Not the best rate. It's really good when you're going to be able to flash it back. But if our plan is to play no swamps, a card like Lingering Souls, not going to be that great. Not going to be that great, that's for sure. Ooh, Jinx Choker. I'm going to take Jinx Choker here. It's a card that you play against some control decks, and you're going to be in a great spot. Duress is kind of a nice one to pick up. Just going to be a solid magic card, and if we do end up splashing black, it's going to be really good against a lot of control decks. This is interesting. I think I'm going to take Declaration Stone. We kind of just want more removal. And this is going to be a solid removal spell, and if our opponent is taking their time to crack clues, we're okay with that because we're just going to be on the board so quick. Or our goal is to at least be on the board when that happens. Never going to hate on some solid removal, that's for sure. Let's see, Journey to Nowhere is great, Adorned Pouncer is great, Solemn Recruit is pretty good. We're going to take Adorned Pouncer here because I want to make sure that I have enough creatures and hope we get this Journey to Nowhere back. Sorengrim Nemesis also wouldn't be awful, or Fatal Push or Solemn Recruit, so I'm okay with like a lot of the stuff we might get back, especially if we might end up splashing black. Right now I really want more creatures to play. I'm going to take Hero Bladehold here. Even though Glorybound is obviously a great card, Hero Bladehold is just way above its rate and just really good at winning games. So we're going to go ahead and take that one. Hope we get this Glorybound back and go on from there. What is nice is that once we decided to go white, we haven't really had too many choices to make in terms of what cards we wanted to pick. So that is kind of nice. I do like forcing. It looks like this is the kind of archetype that is going to be open a lot. It's just I don't really think people enjoy this kind of deck in general. We'll see eventually if somebody will pick. Got these folks over here having some tough decisions. They're not forcing like we are. Ooh, a Merry Angel is a nice one. Grafted Ward Gear, also not bad. But I think we're going to take a Merry Angel here. As I said, we do have Glorious Anthem. Merry Angel is just a fantastic card on its own. Especially if we're able to pick up a white fetch land down the road. It's going to be good for that bonus. I'm pretty happy with how our deck is piling out. We're only, you know, a few picks into second pack, and we still have another third pack, and we're already in a really good spot here. We're really just trying to fill out our 1s and our 2s at this point, and maybe find a couple more removal spells, maybe a couple Planeswalkers. I'd really love to get a 4-mana Elspeth Knight Errant. It's going to be pretty good, just piling out a bunch of tokens and making sure we have some evasiveness and ways to end the game in a short order. Wouldn't hate another Glorious Anthem effect either. It's always going to be pretty good here, and I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out so far here. This is not going to be a good pack for us. It doesn't really look like there's anything. I think I'm going to take Pack Rat because that is a card that if we do end up splashing black for, or if we do end up splashing black, Pack Rat can just win games on its own. I'm not really interested in Wrath of God in my creature deck, and because they're Swiss, very unlikely to be playing against you know, anything that we're going to hate on. I'm going to take the Spear of Heliod. I did want another Glorious Anthem, and Spear of Heliod fits that pretty nicely. Core Hookmaster, Quarantine Field. I think these are my only real 2 choices, and I think this is actually a tough choice. Quarantine Field is very good. We obviously want a bunch of creatures, especially ones that we can gain tempo on, but our 3-drop slot is starting to get a little buff. Quarantine Field is obviously a wonderful removal spell for any issues we might have. And I think I'm going to take it over Hookmaster because there are so many cards that you just kind of want a solid answer to. And yeah, this is a little expensive. Yeah, we're probably looking at playing like 16 lands. But even at like 4 mana cast out is still pretty reasonable, I think. There's so many cards that I want. Honor of the Pure is fantastic, so is Kytheon. It's pretty unfortunate that these are both in the same pack, because I definitely want both of these cards. We do have 2 Anthems already, so I am going to take Kytheon, but I really am sad we're losing this Honor of the Pure. We definitely want more creatures. I'm going to take Scattered Groves, I think, here. Even though we're not going to be playing green, and it does come into play tap, sometimes just having a cycle land is going to be alright, and I don't think we want to get up to Angel of Serenity. Well, we got Journey and Solemn Recruit back. I think we're going to just take Journey. Solemn Recruit is a good card, for sure, but I kind of want this as more removal, and I think that'll be pretty good for all our removal. And as I said earlier, our 3-drop slot is kind of getting buffed up. Glorbound Initiate's nice. Disfigure we'll take as a just in case. Very unlikely to be playing any black cards, but I think we're pretty happy with how this is panning out. That's for sure. Guess we'll take Wrath of God. Maybe we'll play against the Mirror and want to play Shrine into Wrath of God. I guess I'll take Azor's Gateway here. Pretty unlikely to be playing any of these cards, but you never know. You never know, right? Now we'll see what we can get here in our next pack. I think we're pretty close. Just want to maybe a couple more 1-drops if we can. Maybe a couple more 2-drops. Definitely want to get an Elspeth here. That's for sure. Elspeth would be fantastic. What do we got here? Mirror Entity, Boros Reckoner. I think I'm going to take Mirror Entity, actually, since it has the ability to make everything we have insane. Boros Reckoner is good, but we'll see if we can get that on the way back. But Mirror Entity is another pump effect for all of our tokens. Oh, this is not the right Elspeth. It's so close, though. It is not the right Elspeth. Oh. Right, we're going to take this Banisher Priest and see if this Elspeth wheels, but I'd rather a Banisher Priest, and I'm pretty unlikely to be playing that card. Pretty unlikely to be playing Elspeth. Ooh, Collective Effort is awesome. Awesome. Doubles as a removal spell and a pump effect. I really like this card. I'm really happy that we get to see it. And as we've seen, there are some random enchantments here and there that we might want to destroy. Something like Whip of Erebos. And hope we get this Dusk of Dawn back, despite it potentially being super awkward. Anafenza is unbelievably good. We do have some tokens, but for the most part, Anafenza is just going to be a fantastic card. And if we wanted to, we could literally end right here and just pop in 17 lands and be good to go. But we're gonna still got the rest of the pack to go, so a pretty good spot to be in at the best or at the worst. So hopefully here we'll get to see something good. Something good. I'm not sure what else we would want, but probably another couple of 1-drops. I don't know how many are in the cube, but we definitely would love some 1-drops if we could find any. We're not really finding any because I don't know if there are any. I guess I'm going to take Imposing Sovereign, or I could take Angel of Jubilation. Can't pay life or sacrifice creatures. It's actually pretty interesting. I don't think Monastery Mentor is going to do it good. We don't really have too much to trigger it enough. Angel of Jubilation is another another Anthem. So I'm okay taking this card. I kind of want this Imposing Sovereign too, but Angel's still good. Angel's still a great card. Spectral Possession is absolutely wonderful. So is Windbrisk Heights. I'm going to take the Windbrisk Heights because I think that card's going to be pretty solid here, but it's very close. Spectral Possession is very, very good. Very, very good. Hopefully we can wield the Spectral Possession, but even if we don't, I think I'd be pretty happy with this and 14 other lands, 14 other planes. Windbrisk Heights is just so good. We have so many, just being able to like play like an extra spell is just so good. especially if it's an Anthem. Wow, Gideon's Lawkeeper is awesome. A Johnny Goldbane, also very good, but we really want another 1-drop here. Johnny is very good, though. We definitely want the other 1-drop. I do think we're going to be playing 16 lands in this deck. Hangarback Walker is kind of good. Fetid Heath is a clever ruse, but we're not going to take it here. We're just going to take this Hangarback Walker. I don't think there's anything here that I really want, so I'm just going to go ahead and hate on this duplicate. I think we're not going to play a Merry Angel. I think it's a little too hard to get going. I think we might sideboard this Quarantine Field. What do I want here? I guess I'll just take this Orzhov Signet. Dusk to Dawn, awesome sideboard card. I think this with 16 lands is going to be pretty solid. Pretty solid. 3/4 drops. Pretty good. Mirror Entity is a mana sink just in case. Maybe Mirror Entity is just not great in this deck, but if we get Spectral Possession, I'd happily replace this with Spectral Possession. Otherwise, I think we're likely to just play this. Other cards that we have access to are these three, and all these are pretty solid cards. None of these cards are relevant at all. We'll just take a random one. Take a card at random, since none of the cards we can end up using at all. Ooh, Imposing Sovereign. That is a nice one to get back. That's for sure. And we got Spectral Possession back. That's kind of cool. This is a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. We are rich. We are rich with the cards that we have. So the question is what now do we want to cut? Because we need to cut a card. The question is what card is the worst card here in our deck? Because we want to add, we want to play 16 lands, I think. I think we want to play 16 lands. So the question is what card do we want to cut here? What card is going to be the worst card in our deck? Like all our 1-drops, like all our 2-drops, maybe Imposing Sovereign isn't that great. We do already have Thalia, and Thalia is just a better one. Imposing Sovereign costing 2 is kind of nice, so that's true. Odric might not be great. Odric requires something a lot, but I think most of our creatures have some ability. So First Strike, potential flying, nothing, double strike, nothing there. Selfless Spirit is flying, First Strike, Vigilance, flying. I think we're gonna cut one of these. I think we're gonna cut the Sovereign. I think Sovereign is the weakest creature that I can produce. So, all right, I think this is the deck we're gonna play. Looks pretty solid. Looks pretty solid. I'm pretty happy with everything we got going on here. Getting Spectral Possession back was super nice. And now I guess the last thing to do is battle. So I'm gonna go ahead and save my deck. I'm gonna go ahead and load it up, and I'll catch everyone for round 1 in just a moment. Hey everyone, Rudy Briksza here with GatheringMagic.com, here with a cube video. We drafted a pretty reasonable mono white deck, and so we're gonna be popping off sometime soon. We have a 1 into a 2 into a 3, so we're gonna be in a pretty alright spot here. At the very minimum, if we draw a 4th land, we're gonna get to hero. But unfortunate for us, our opponent has Thoughtseize. So we'll see what our opponent's going to take here. Lots of good choices. Lots of good choices. I don't think any card my opponent could take could be wrong. We also don't know what their hand is looking like, but they're taking hero, which I think is pretty reasonable. I think we're going to play Shrine here, since our opponent showed us that they have discard, and Shrine is going to be objectively one of the most powerful cards against them. Want to get that going as soon as possible. We're not going to flip Kytheon anytime soon. Quite unfortunate. But we're in a good spot. So I'm pretty okay with where we're at for now. Ooh, Evolving Wilds. That is a slow card. That is a slow card. Let's yield to this for sure. Ooh, that's a good one if we can draw our 4th land here. Just gonna go ahead and keep bashing away. Now I'll play this Mikaeus. Alright. Going into the combat step. Use my Evolving Wilds for Swamp. Get to play a Mikaeus. Mikaeus is going to be something that's going to potentially get out of hand pretty quickly. It's not something that we need to attack with, but it's something that we can attack with if we need to. There's a good chance that I'm going to spend the next few turns putting some counters on it, so the Shrine is going to be pretty up there. What do we got? Liliana. That's pretty good. It's pretty good there. It's really unfortunate. Ooh, that is a nice one. Odric is going to be pretty medium here. Not super thrilled with it. Obviously would have loved Hero here, but my opponent was in a good spot. Got it. I'm going to go ahead and attack Liliana here. My Mikaeus can't die, which is kind of nice. So I just kind of want to start attacking this Liliana as much as possible. This Shrine is very likely to just win us the game at some point in time. Unless my opponent has like a commit to memory or an into the royal for it. Disallow to disallow the trigger. Or disallow the activated ability, excuse me. Frostlinks. Okay. It's pretty good. Alright, what do we got here? At least we got our Banisher Priest, so we can Banisher Priest as Frostlinks. Go ahead and just put a counter on my Mikaeus. I don't think there's any reason to play my land, so I'm just going to go ahead and pass here. Not really much to do. We have a lot going on here. Opponent does have a Liliana, which is going to be pretty good, but as I said, this Shrine is ticking up. Next turn we're going to be at 7 with a Mikaeus in play, so I can make 7 2/2s, and my opponent is at 14. If this costs 2 and not 3, Shriekmaw, that's pretty unfortunate. Opponent's probably going to get my Mikaeus here. They also might just get Banisher Priest, get back Frostlinks. Frostlinks my Odric again. It's pretty reasonable. As I said, I'm pretty likely to just crack this Shrine at some point and be in a good spot. Ooh, tapping my Mikaeus. I like that. I like that. Alright, let's see what we can get here. Any 2-drop would be great. Land, not so great. I'm just going to go ahead and play this land here. Not that it really matters. As long as our Mikaeus doesn't die this turn, we're going to be in a pretty good spot here. Tamiyo, it's really good. Gets to tap my Mikaeus forever. We're definitely hiding behind a wall of things, that's for sure. Yep, that is definitely very good for my opponent. Definitely in a not a great position. Tamiyo obviously fantastic. I think I'm just going to crack this during the end step. We have a lot of anthems in our deck. 7 tokens is also a lot. That lets us kill pretty much anything here. It's pretty unfortunate to draw another land there, but it's mostly okay. So the question is what do I want to kill? They can block 2, and one of their planeswalkers takes 6. So I think I'm going to go after Tamiyo here. I shouldn't have attacked with Odric. I just realized that I have a 7 here. Doing that nice miscounting. That's okay. Tamiyo down. Liliana's going to take out another token, but this is going to be able to untap, and we're going to have 5 2/2s. It's going to be pretty reasonable, so just have to hope to dodge a removal spell here. Hope we draw a land next turn, or not a land next turn. Please, no more lands. Please, we have more than enough lands now. Yep. Oh no. Well, that's probably it for us right here. Can't really beat a Grave Titan. Opponent's draw ended up a little too good for us, a little too powerful. Not really too much I can do about that one. We're just gonna lose to this Liliana Ultimate. It's quite unfortunate that I attacked with this, because having these on first strike would have been good. But oh well, we are very dead. We are very, 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 very dead. That's all right. Let's see what we can do post board. We're definitely gonna want this Quarantine Field. That's for sure. Gideon's Lawkeeper is not gonna be great here. Pretty happy with most everything else though, so you go ahead and run it back. We also might want this Jinx Choker too. Well, what wouldn't I want? Banisher Priest is probably pretty bad here. Jinx Choker is going to be pretty good at killing them. We're definitely going to be in a good spot to race. Alright, yes. I'm going to mulligan this because that hand's not very good. This hand's okay, depending on what we get. Definitely do not want another land here. We'll find another one pretty soon, I'm sure. What do I want? I want this. I want this Thalia. Let's take this Thalia. The rest of the cards are pretty bad, so I'm not going to be super worried about them. Does our opponent have a turn 1 Thoughtseize again? They do. It's pretty good here. It's ripping out my turn 2 play. Pretty unfortunate. Oh, they took Odric. Okay, so they must just have a Liliana in their hand for this Selfless Spirit. See? Look at that. We bottomed the land, drew another one. Easy. Easy. We'll see what is going to happen here. My opponent's definitely playing a control deck, and their control deck's actually pretty reasonable. Yep, alright. So they have Shriekmaw here. Shriekmaw's going to get my Selfless Spirit, and then I'm going to play Jinx Choker and start getting them that way. Nothing I could really do. Ooh, Lorebound is a nice card, but I don't want to play it into potentially Liliana. Alright, Jinx Choker. I'm going to go ahead and start ripping apart. Ripping apart our opponent. Yeah, we're fine taking 2 here. We're gonna win this race pretty handily, if I had to guess. Which is kind of nice, because at a certain point we can just start putting charge counters on it and dealing our opponent infinite. Ooh, Student Warfare is a nice one. I should have attacked first, but, you know. I'm going to exert here, because I want to be able to win this race very easily. Let's put a counter on this and pass it back. Add a counter. take 6, friend. Yeah, Jinx Choker turns out very good against the do-nothing control decks that can't put any pressure on you. With Journey to Nowhere, we're pretty good against any creature our opponent might play. But yeah, they're just dead to the Jinx Choker. Alright, Jinx Choker. Pulling its weight. Pulling its weight. Getting us in there. Getting them real good. I think I'm just gonna flash, gonna play this back again. Alright, this hand would be amazing if the top of our deck was land, 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 land. This one's okay. It's not great. Oh, Anafenza's not bad. Does our opponent have a turn 1 Thoughtseize for the 3rd game in a row? They do! They do! That is quite unfortunate. Well, that is really unlucky. Opponent has had turn 1 Thoughtseize every game so far. Oh no, the Jinx Choker! The Jinx Choker was next. Oh no. Oh no. Ancestral Vision. I needed that Jinx Choker in play. Alright. This into Bygone Bishop is going to be kind of nice. Kind of nice. Ooh, Sulphur Falls. I didn't know they had red in their deck. Oh no. Opponent with the Doomblade. Alright, well, hopefully this doesn't get Shriek Mod, and we can start drawing cards off it. Draw is not doing too good right now, but our opponent's not really doing anything, so we have time. Fetid Heath? Alright, so our opponent's playing a lot of colors, it looks like. Oh no, don't kill this. Liliana? Okay, that's beatable. That's beatable. I am okay with Liliana here, and they don't have too many cards in hand, and that is a nice one to draw here, that's for sure. Yeah. I'm just gonna hold this. Our opponent showed us a lot of different cards that might be really good here against us, and we'll just start attacking the Liliana. We'll keep it at parity basically until we start finding more creatures to start turning on our Bygone Bishop. This Ancestral Vision is coming quick though, and that is not good. That is not good, because our opponent's gonna go from a bunch of trash to actually good stuff, and that is not a good place to be in. What is this? What is this? Oh my god, Mind Shatter? That's so good. That actually just made everything terrible. That just made my play so much worse. Oh no. Yeah, this is not looking good for me. Oh, another land. That's really bad. Pretty bad. Hopefully we can... As soon as we start finding creatures that we can cast, this Bygone Bishop is going to make sure we're solidly in this game. Unfortunately, we have to draw creatures, and we only have, you know, like 15 other creatures here. So, you know, it's going to be kind of hard to find them, I'm sure, in our deck. We have 2, 3 gone, and let's see, I can't view my deck. It's pretty unfortunate. Pretty unfortunate, to say the least. And this Ancestral Vision is coming off, so we're in a lot of trouble. This Jinx Choker could potentially win us the game if we could draw some. All we need to do is just all we needed for the last couple turns is creatures. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have Grave Titan this turn. If our opponent has Grave Titan this turn, we're pretty dead, to say the least. But if we draw some creatures and start drawing cards, we might actually be in a good spot. If our opponent finds a removal spell for Bygone Bishop, we're also in a lot of trouble. There's a lot of cards here that would ruin our day, and Yeah, Jace Architect of Thought is definitely one of them. That's for sure. Yep. We are in a world of trouble. If I could just draw a creature for the next few turns, I might be in this game though. That's unlucky. Unlucky. It's a good creature. I didn't want a creature, but that is not the creature that I need here. It's a good creature, that's for sure. I don't mind having a creature, but I would have preferred Hero there if I was gonna draw a creature that wasn't gonna trigger my Bygone Bishop. I guess I should have been more careful in what I asked for. Oh no. Our opponent is definitely blasting us, and I don't know if we're gonna make it out. Our opponent is at 18 life. We do have 3 cards in hand and 2 planeswalkers, and we don't really have a lot going on. My opponent's going to get a Vraska's Contempt this turn. It's pretty bad for us. They're going to get to eat our Odric, and yep. So it's pretty bad for us to be in, that's for sure. This spot is getting worse and worse and worse and worse as time goes on. This is probably why they shouldn't have used Liliana first, because if they did want to Vraska's Contempt this to keep me out of drawing cards, they just threw away their Liliana. Okay, so they did go after Odric, that's fine. They're back up to 20. Okay, well, I'll take that one. It's a redraw, that's all we put in our deck, right? Okay, that's a nice one. I'm going to wait on this clue, and I'm going to wait on this clue because they've shown us they have discard spells. I don't want to get blown out by another one randomly. We're going to go after Jace, so if he wants to take Jace up, he can, but if he wants to use mine, if he wants to draw cards, then they're going to have to, my opponent's going to have to use their Jace immediately. Basically, we're just trying to dodge Grave Titan for now. We have 6 cards, it's not too shabby. 6 permanents is not bad. Just pretty good. Please don't be Grave Titan. This Shriekmaw. Tamiyo. Tamiyo's a real good one. Opponent has a lot of good planeswalkers. Really sad our quarantine field is gone. We do have all the tools we need though, mostly, to be able to beat our opponent here. If we could just start drawing some cards, drawing some creatures here. Journey to Nowhere, not great. Journey to Nowhere, not good at all right now at the moment. Let's see if we can get deeper into our deck for something. Student Warfare, that's a nice one. See, now we're starting to get to a point where we might be able to fight through our opponent's planeswalkers. This is also a time where I wish I had Odric still. If only we had Odric. Oh, all of my creatures get flying double strike. If only, if only. Hopefully this turn I'll get to attack with 3 creatures and put Jinx Choker into play. That's going to be my real way to victory here. It's going to be my real path to victory. Opponent only has 2 cards in hand. We do have to attack Liliana this turn. So that is going to be a tough one for sure, but if we can attack with 3 creatures here, we're going to get to flip our choker, and that's going to be a good one. They've used Liliana, they've used Jace, they've used Tamiyo. Okay, so we are going to have 3 creatures, so we are going to be able to potentially activate this, unless they have a removal spell. They do only have 2 cards in hand. I don't think they have Shriekmaw just yet, because I think they would have jammed it already. They do have Grave Titan. It's pretty unfortunate for me. I do get to journey it at a minimum, so that is kind of nice. So hopefully, as long as our last card here isn't a counter spell or a removal spell, we're going to be in an okay spot here. Get this Grave Titan. We're going to pump the Student of Warfare twice. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and attack Liliana here with everyone. Liliana, attack Liliana. Attack Liliana. Because I don't care if this dies, because we can bring it back, but we definitely need to start getting that Liliana in a bad spot. But this has flying, this has first strike, so I mean I'm probably going to lose my Adorned Pouncer here, and then I'll activate Jinx Choker. Okay, cool. We're going to get a zombie, which is kind of nice. Don't have a removal spell. Nice. Okay. Now go ahead and put this Jinx Choker into play. Yes, cast this. Cast. No, don't have a counter spell. No, our opponent had Spell Pierce. That was our way to win. Oh no. Oh, they had Spell Pierce. That's so unlucky. Oh no, we were so close. We were gonna win the game with Jinx Choker for sure, 100% to win the game with Jinx Choker. No, the game is not. Oh, the game is out of hand again. Oh, don't have Damnation, no! If our opponent has Damnation, the game is pretty over. I don't think there's anything we could do. That was really unfortunate that they had Spell Pierce in their deck. I guess there are definitely a lot of targets. It's not terrible. Looks like they do have Damnation here. It's pretty unfortunate for me. That's gonna do it for us. There's nothing we could really do to get back into this game. You know, it's gonna be way too hard to beat 3 Planeswalkers and Liliana and Jason Tamiyo, and there's just too much going on there. Drew a little too slow there. That Mind Shatter getting our Quarantine Field was great. We should have just cast it instead of the Glorious Anthem and killed Liliana. Would have put us in a much better position. So that's my fault, but we'll be back for round 2 in a little bit. Hey everyone, Rudy Briksza here, GatheringMagic.com, back here for round number 2 with our white wieners video in our cube deck. Our opponent looks like they're playing red, but maybe they're not playing mono red. We have lots of great spells to play. See if our Kytheon lives. It does, so for now. Searing Blaze. Okay, Thriving Grubs. I can take that. You can take that or leave it. We don't really care about that card. Go ahead and play this Hangarback Walker on 1. Try and save our Banisher Priest for next turn. There's no real reason to get rid of our Kytheon here when the Planeswalker is going to be super relevant if we're able to flip it. Next turn we have lots of really good plays too. So our opponent's just playing red-green. It's kind of interesting. We'll see what kind of cards our opponent is working with here. Thriving Grubs is pretty interesting. I gotta tell you, if they attack, I'm not gonna block. Alright. No pain. No blocks. No blocks. Lash out. Windbrisk Heights. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to keep this for now, because we have something we want to play on 3. They kept their Voltaic Brawler. That's a good one. Go ahead and play the Spectral Possession. Get in for 1. This is a pretty good spot to be in. Next turn I can play Windbrisk Heights and Banisher Priest, and that'll be a good position to be in. I can also just play Hero. Pretty likely to just play Hero here. We have time for the Windbrisk Heights. We don't really need to worry about too much. We know our opponent has Stomping Ground in hand. Hero of Oxid Ridge. Very good card here. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a real good one. Lines up real well against what we're doing here. That's for sure. That is a nice Magic the Gathering card, that's for sure. Yeah, I'll take 8. That is also a good one here. I think I'm going to go ahead and Declaration Stone this card. I should have waited on that. That is just Force of Habit more than anything else. Ooh, Collective Effort is a good one. I'm just going to go ahead and attack here for 3. I don't really feel like blocking here, and I want to be able to activate Windbrisk Heights next turn. Is there another hero? No, that's not right. Hellrider, 3, 6, 7. Yeah, we're dead. Alright, our opponent massively outplayed us. I played very poorly and lost. I think we're just going to resubmit the same one. So that is quite unfortunate. Okay, this is a pretty good one. We don't have anything to play on 2, which is a little unfortunate, but we do have Windbrisk Heights, and that can get us somewhere good. Looks like our opponent is on a mulligan. I think we want to get out on the board immediately. Ooh, Stomping Ground. What do we got? Oath of Nissa. Okay, that's a good one. Chandra's Phoenix. Okay, so our opponent's playing some green-red aggressive deck. Lots of hasty boys. Alright, a 3-drop means we're just basically doing nothing with our turn, except putting something under Windbrisk Heights. I'm going to put Angle of Jubilation underneath. It's a pretty powerful card there. Good old 3/3. It's going to pump our entire team, and flying is also great. Ooh, Gorehouse Chainwalker. Well, that's good for me because I'm going to play this Thalia this turn. So we're going to make all the rest of their creatures come into play tap for the rest of the game. And that is a nice one. Play Bygone Bishop next turn. Just play Banisher Priest depending on how I'm feeling. Depending on what my opponent wants to play. I'm going to play something like Hero Box of Bridge. I want to save my Banisher Priest for that. Assume my opponent's playing Chandra's Phoenix here. No, playing Stoke the Flames. Okay. Stoke the Flames is pretty good. Alright, well, we drew another land, so we're just going to have to play it and play our Bygone Bishop, and then Banisher Priest next turn will get us a clue, at the very minimum, hopefully. Our opponent is at a relatively low life total, surprising. We have a good blocker for Chandra's Phoenix now. Don't have something good if my opponent plays Hellrider. Alicia, who smiles at death. That's a good one. We're definitely taking 3 here. Another land kind of sucks real hard. But we're going to get a clue out of this. We're going to get this Alicia. We're going to go ahead and get in for 4 here. Because we're winning the race by a pretty reasonable margin. So just want to keep up what we got. Draw the clue. Draw with the clue during the end step. We are 1 away from turning on Skymarcher. There's Chandra's Phoenix. I'm not blocking because I want to put this Angle of Jubilation into play. There's just no reason to block at all. My opponent has Lash Out or something, they have Lash Out or something. I can't really be too worried about that. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and play this Glorybound pre-combat because I want to make sure that I get the clue and also trigger City's Blessing. Alright, awesome. We're going to get to turn this on right here. Angel into play. Get you for a lot. Sweet. It's actually lethal, too. So that was pretty good. That turned out pretty good with us. Opponent on the draw lost a lot of value. I think that played basically the same thing. Pretty happy with everything we have here. I'm not going to keep the 7-lander. I can only assume that my 6 is going to be 0 lands. Okay, no, our 6 is okay. Alright, our opponent mulligan to 5. That's pretty good for us. Looks like they kept theirs too. I'm going to keep this Mikaeus, because going Skymarcher into Mikaeus into Anthem is going to be alright. Uh-oh. Our opponent have a bolt. Alright, they did not. Pretty fortunate. That's unlucky. So our opponent didn't draw a land and they conceded. So we're 1-1, but it doesn't feel good. Not getting to play Magic doesn't really help. So I'll be back for round 3 in just a little bit. Hey everyone, Rudy Briksza here, back for round number 3, the last round of this cube. We're on the draw. Can't keep that hand. I also can't keep this hand either. This hand I can keep. This hand's pretty bad, but what are you going to do on your mulligan to 5? Ooh, our opponent's playing a green deck. This might be either very good for us or very bad for us. If they're a slow green deck, we're going to get a lot of value out of being able to attack. And if they're green-black, might be good for us. Search for Tomorrow. Not exactly when you want to be suspending that card. I'm gonna play Shrine here. I think it's possible that I should be playing Glorybound Initiate here, but I think Shrine is probably going to be my best bet to really beat this kind of deck. Especially if they're playing Ramp, I'm going to want to go as wide as possible and find an Anthem so I can attack through whatever they're playing. We might see something like Grave Titan. Tragic Slip's pretty good. Also want to get this going as soon as possible. One drop there would have been nice, but can't have everything. So, just play my Initiate. The good news is with the 4th Plains here, it means I can cast every card in my deck. My opponent is going to go up to 5 lands here, potentially. What do they got? Ronus. Okay, Ronus is pretty good. The good news is this Journey to Nowhere. It's going to be very good at nabbing this Ronus. It's one of my only ways to beat it. Alright, now that this Shrine's on 5, I'm going to probably start leaving 3 mana open. I'm going to leave 3 mana open, so in case my opponent has Abrupt Decay, I can start being able to make use out of it. I am kind of scared, though. My opponent does have up to 6 mana this turn. With only 2 cards in hand, I could play something pretty nasty here. Massacre Worm would be one that I'd be very scared of. I guess I'm just going to play this. I'm going to go ahead and get in for 5 here. No real reason to exert. Murderous Cut, that's fine. Alright, looks like our mulligan to 5 is panning out pretty nicely so far. I'm not going to crack this Shrine just yet. I don't really think there's any real reason to. I think I'm going to leave this Spectral Possession in my hand. I think now I'm going to crack it because now we're in like a pretty good spot. Putting our opponent to 2 life here would be pretty ideal. And if we draw an Anthem, they just lose on the spot. So looks like our opponent is flooding out pretty heinously, to say the least. Mulligan to 6 and have done nothing. So I think we're pretty safe here to make a bunch of 1/1s. And I'm going to play around Wraths like Black Sun Zenith and Damnation. So I'm just going to not play anything until all my creatures die. And once my creatures die, then we'll work on something else. Also, my opponent being at 2 life means there's not really too much they can play. Even if they played something like Hornet Queen, they'd still be dead. Oh my god, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. That's pretty brutal. We're gonna take 16 here. Jeez. Oh, that was brutal. That was one thing I was thinking of too. But we do have Spectral Possession, and we have Thalia, so as long as our opponent doesn't have Phyrexian Metamorph for Massacre Worm, should be able to win now. Block with 1 Spirit. He has Goreclane Rampager, he has Goreclane Rampager, but have to hope we dodge a removal spell. I have to block no matter what. Yeah, that's pretty lucky, but now that we know that my opponent has Massacre Worm, that's something that we can now play around. I really don't think there's anything that I want to board in. Dust to Dawn's not going to be great. Quarantine Field could be fine, I guess, but I'm not really excited about that. We're not exactly sure what our opponents has in their deck besides some big creatures, and we already have Declaration Stone and Journey to Nowhere to kind of handle them alongside Banisher Priest. It is important to know that we need to play around Massacre Worm, and that is a way that we can lose. That was something that I was trying to play around a little bit. Okay, this is an interesting hand. I think I'm going to keep this hand. It doesn't really do anything on turn 1. We do need to draw some lands to really make this kind of hand work, but I think we should be all right. I'm going to take Selfless Spirit. Selfless Spirit might be good against something like Damnation. Obviously not great against Black Sun Zenith and Massacre Worm, but you do what you got to do. All right, what do we got here? Wall o' Roots, Llanowar, Elves. Both of those are great cards. Let's start building up this Hangarback. Okay, Search for Tomorrow's pretty good. Opponent is ramping up pretty fast. I actually realized I made a mistake. I chose Shrine and didn't play it. What am I doing? It's so different. It's so wrong. Okay, I'm going to play the Scattered Grows because we want to make sure that we have stuff going on. I'm just gonna play the Shrine now. I should have played this last turn instead of Hangarback Walker. And then this turn I could have played Adorned Pouncer and started getting it going. Okay. You got my Hangarback Walker. It is dead. I'm surprised that they didn't use Scavenging Ooze to Hangarback Walker there, but that's okay. They still have plenty of time to do that. What are they going to play here? Good news is I have answers to all of their creatures here, Nissa included. And Nissa is a good one, that's for sure. If my opponent attacks with land or else, I would trade. Yes, I will trade, for sure. Okay. I'm going to Journey the Scavenging Ooze. And then play Pouncer. I guess I don't need to do that. I'm gonna actually get the Nissa here. Because Nissa is actually going to be a lot more scary when it flips. Scavenging Ooze I have Collective Effort to deal with. So I'm actually in a reasonably good spot to not have to Journey the Ooze just yet. We can afford to take a little more too. We definitely want Scavenging Ooze here to become a 4/4. So this Collective Effort does a lot more. Okay, that's interesting that they didn't do anything there. Ooh, Spear is a nice one. So I'm going to go ahead and play Spear here. Makes my Adorned Pouncer actually pretty big. Makes these shrines a lot better. Do I want to attack? I actually don't think I want to attack here, because now Adorned Pouncer represents a trade with Scavenging Ooze. What do we got? Skinrender. Skinrender's a good one. That's unfortunate for me, because this is gone and he's going to eat it. Oh no! Yep, that's a good one. Definitely taking 4 here, that's for sure. Maybe 5. Alright. Now what do we want to do? Well, definitely like having this land here. I kind of want to save this Declaration Stone for a Massacre Worm. So the question is do I want to play Collective Effort? And I think I want to wait on Collective Effort until after I crack Shrine. And the reason I want to wait is because if I do wait, then I can beat Massacre Worm. And I think that's super important. Here. So I kind of just want to wait and crack this Shrine during the end step. And that'll give me 6 tokens, and then as 2/2s, and then I can make them all 3/3s, and kill the Scavenging Ooze. So that'll be a pretty good spot to be in. So I think that's just what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to pass here. It also gives me the option to flip over into Selfless Spirit too, if I want to attack. Odric is good, but there's just no reason to play it. It stops Skin Render from attacking, but I'm still going to take 5 here, which puts me in a pretty lethal position. At least Spear of Heliod, I can threaten killing a Scavenging Ooze here. What do we got here? Thragtusk. Thragtusk is a good one. That's a good one. Okay, this is actually really good for me. If they're only attacking for 3, that means they're trying to play around Spear. Go ahead and crack the Shrine now. Okay, and we're going to escalate, destroy target creature with power far greater, put a 1/1 counter on each creature I control. So let's get rid of this ooze. Let's put a lot of things on here, put a lot of counters on all my creatures. Okay, my shrine is gone. Sure you didn't want to eat this instead. So now the question is, do I want to attack with 3 My Mirrors and put a Selfless Spirit into play? I think I do. Let's get in for 9. It's a pretty big number. And if they want to trade a Thragtusk for 1, that's cool with me. Alright, now I have a pretty big Spirit. I have some mirrors to block still. So I'm in a pretty good spot here. Massacre Worm is still pretty good, to say the least. Okay, so opponent's just passing here. I don't blame them for that. So now I have a lot of different interesting options. I can attack with everyone. My opponent's not dead on board. This is 15, 18, so they could actually just theoretically take it all and be in a good spot. I think I'm just going to play Mikaeus for like a pretty large amount here. And then attack with Selfless Spirit. Mikaeus being a 6/6 means it's going to be the biggest thing on the field. A pretty wide margin. I actually could play Odric, but this also gives me the option next turn to play Odric and then kill my opponent without them being able to do anything. So I do like that giving all my creatures flying means they can't block, but I'd rather wait until next turn when they are 100% dead on board rather than do it now. So this is a pretty good spot to be in with flying and Odric. I'm going to be in a pretty good spot. Just have to kind of dodge a removal spell into Damnation. Ooh, Sword of War and Peace, or Sword of Fire and Ice is a good card here. My Mikaeus is still the biggest thing on the board, though. So that is kind of nice. Let's Odric here. Let's get into my combat. I like to give all my creatures flying. And that'll do it. So that was pretty good. Let's view our previous deck just slightly. So this deck was okay. It was okay. I don't really like these kind of decks, to be honest. It just felt like a lot of doing nothing. We had a lot of like powerful synergies in the deck for sure. And I do love some Cube, and just, Cube's one of those kind of things that you can win with everyone. We did lose to Blue-Black Control, and that deck was pretty good. That our opponent there had a pretty good deck, played reasonably well. We messed up against Green-Red in round 2, but that's just because my unfamiliarity with the Cube. But very fortunate that we were able to win the next 2. So, pretty interesting. Love Cube. Can't wait to play more. I'm actually going to stop the video and go draft some more. And so I hope everyone enjoyed the video, and I hope I will catch you all next time. Make sure you check out my articles on gatheringmagic.com.